I'm in the first line. I'm in the A minor. I'm on the D minor. A minor. Now that times 2 tells me to do that again. The chord structure, the melody can come up with something different. I stayed on the D minor but did a different phrase, right? I walked up to the A and back to the A. So I just did the first line twice. Now I'll go down to the F. You hear how beautiful that is, the A minor to the F? It's gorgeous, right? G, it's going up more. We hit the F as major plate, going up another step, but resolving on the A minor. I'll repeat that again. F. Oh, that's nice. We're in the A minor, but we're picking it up again. Feel the difference here with the E minor. Really dips down into the sadness, and then back up to the A. So that's a chord structure. I don't have a name for it yet. It's some sort of song, but that's what we use as an introduction to our to some of the songs we do in concerts when we're playing in a minor key. So, I think a little bit about why is this so powerful. What's happening here with the chords? Because remember, what we want to do is we want to learn how to take from these chord structures. We want to learn the relationships of chords and how to use them in your own improvisations. So from this structure here, we can learn a few stuff. A few things, right? So over here, what was so beautiful about moving from the A minor to the F? What does it, right? I'm in the A minor. What happens that causes that beautiful thing to go? So my way of understanding it is basically the notes, right? They're very similar. In A minor, the notes of an A minor, remember a chord just starting on a note, playing one, skipping one, playing one, skipping one. So the notes of an A minor chord are A, C, E. What's the notes of an F major chord? F, A, C. I see, Mary, you got it, right? What's similar? Right, they have two notes in common. The A, C, and the F, A, C, they're very similar chords. The only thing that's changing is that F. There's a nickname for the F chord when you're in this scale. Leonard Cohen gave it. You know what it is?
Magic chord.
No.
Yep.
What was that?
The major fifth.
The major lift, right? You can hear it. How it goes like this. The fourth. This is the fourth chord of the scale, right? The fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the A minor, the major lift. It's lifting it up. It's taking the minor fall, the A minor, and then lifting it up because it has the same notes in it, but it's lifting it up with a different root. It's taking almost the same notes, right? So the minor fall, the A minor, the major lift. So that's why that F major, it's taking the minor, the A minor that we're in, this place where we're feeling the sadness. The minor fall, putting in the major lift, the F major, right? Now the opposite is happening between the G and the E minor. So so we had the F major chord, right? I'll go back to the structure. So I had A minor, da 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 da, D minor, A minor. So let's say I repeat it twice. I'll go to the F major. You can feel how that lifts. The F, we're lifting it up once. Da. Now we're going up even higher. Da da da. We're like walking up steps. Back to our bass. F. Now hear what the E minor does instead of the G. Da da dum. Da da. Why did I say it does the same thing but in the opposite way? What's the relationship between a G chord and an E minor chord? So the notes of a G major, G, B, D, and the notes of a G minor, yes, you got it, Wendy. The E minor, E, G, B. So it's the opposite. It's flipping the minor to major. It's taking the same notes, almost. We have two of the same notes, but switching the root, just like we did with the A minor chord going to an F. So, when I'm playing, improvising, composing, I'm looking for these relationships. There's chords that are related. They often work together. This also, C major down to A minor. C major, C, E, G. A minor is A, C, E. Right? They share the same notes. Those chords often will give very interesting relationships with each other. Wendy has to go. Bye. I think we're done for today. So if anyone has any questions, answers, comments.
Simha, I would love more like that. That was amazing, and the relationship between the chords and those and that chord chart as well, the meditative chord chart, that just made so much sense.
Oh yay!
Just through how it moves from one to the other. Love it. I could do a whole workshop on that.
Yeah, you're talking about this. You're talking about this chart. Okay, isn't it simple?
Yeah, but it's through how the change and the keeping two notes the same and from major to minor and the feel that has when you're writing a song. Just loved it.
Yes. Yay.
I've had an amazing time. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Bye. So this is what I do when I improvise. That it's getting to know the chords of the scale, how they work with each other, playing with them, just experimenting, picking up starting a structure. You don't have to copy this one. This is just one structure, but this came about just playing. It came about just experimenting, starting on a chord, going to another one. I liked the way that sounded from the A to the D, so I did it again. And then walking through, going from the F to the G, back to the bass. Then trying a variation, going from the F to the E minor, and then back to the bass. By the way, there's an easier way to write this. Like you can write a whole song sometimes, just a few lines. This is, I call this, instead of sheet music, I call it street music. This is like, for me, it's like a street language. So like this is how I see music. So the first time through it's F, G, A minor, and then in parentheses the second time through. That saved me a whole line. You could sometimes write a whole song. I love doing this. You could take, maybe we can do this as a workshop. Like we'll pick a folk song, we'll break it down to a chord chart. You can have this on one piece of paper, and then you have the chords. That's already like 80% of the song. And then you just figure out the melody. It's so easy on the harp because there's no wrong notes. We're tuned to the right scale, and we don't even have to think about the sharps and the flats. So like doing these chord charts, I love it. And so like I'll write chord charts for songs, and then after a few times playing it, I find I don't need them anymore. If it's a basic song, it really downloads inside. And like once you see it in such a simple way, I mean, it's fun. I would go along just to show you, but like you can take a song and you can put a whole song to 2 lines like this. You have most folk songs, the beginning, like you have the introduction and then the chorus. You can often, the introduction is just not the introduction. The verse is often just one line like this repeated twice. And then the chorus is often like that too. And once you have that in front of you, you don't need to think about the left hand anymore. And you just follow the chord pattern and you can just improvise the melody.